just the concept of vampires. Why vampires for the film? And I was fascinated with them because, and not by the standard means of oh, well, here's a vampire that goes out and drinks people's blood. What I really wanted to do was to do a metaphor, and I really like the metaphorical part because vampires are very metaphorical in that they represent a lot about us. I mean, let's face it, you're not going to get drawn into a film or a story about a mythical character or a horrific character unless you can relate to them. And it is the villain that is most important that you relate to in a film. That's your conflict, but at the same time you have to have some compassion for them. So vampires, in their nature, define a lot about us, and that's what I like about them. Vampires have an incredible need. They're almost like the 7 deadly sins embodied into one amplified character. Of course, everybody fears death. Everybody wants to live forever. Thus, the immortality. Everybody has a need and a hunger. Thus, the hunger of vampires. And they like the nice things. They collect things. They're needy, needy, needy. And that is very much embodied by also human society. So nobody can really get on a vampire for being, too different or anything because they're very similar. I really wanted to put the Syndicate as this large corporation because corporate mentality has always been you sell your soul for this security to have this need. You need money, you need power, you need all these things. So inevitably, that's what's so endearing. Not necessarily Vampire, because Vampire has it all. He is the iconic corporate guy. He represents, the real need for power and glory and all these things. What really my interest is in Vincenzo and Dominic, because those are the two guys that never get it, and they want it so bad. So they're even more needy. To me, they represent the real corporate guys because you can never really achieve that position in which the king has. And so they're constantly in turmoil and constantly trying to undermine others and constantly coming up with new ways and new schemes in order to be sneaky and take this power away from him. And to me, that was very, very much like a vampire. It was very vampiric by nature because being a corporate guy and you feel, you've lost touch with yourself, you've lost touch with everything, and all you have is this need for more and more and more. And that, of course, is why, if you look at vampires, they always inevitably look towards, some love interest, is because they have everything, they have all this power, and Vampire is missing something, and it must be the lost love, the lost, aspiring for something great, something beyond him. And that's really where Sophia comes in, is that he's at this point to where he's about to secure himself from all harm. And what does he do? He jeopardizes everything. He jeopardizes everything for this one love, this one, this one thing that is so intrinsic and pure that, of course, it can't exist. And that's, of course, why Sophia, the character, ends up being this crass, foul-mouthed, vicious, angry person, because he sees her as this one pure light in which it's going to solve everything he's ever needed, everything he's ever wanted, this one guiding light, and he doesn't realize that what it really is a freight train coming right at him. And that's what it is. That's what destroys him, is this constant need finally manifests itself to this point in which it's something that is totally unobtainable. He's actually got something obtainable here that you didn't think was. He's cornering all the world markets. He's got the crucifix, which is the bones of the guy that condemned him. This is one of the few things that can really hurt him. He's actually got it all finally together after all these hundreds and hundreds of years. And what does he do? He pisses it off for this one thing that cannot be obtained. So it's classic tragedy, and like I said, nothing complicated. It's just vehicle for all these interesting and fun characters to maneuver around. That's really, I guess that's the film in a nutshell.